How are you handling the snow?
It's fine. I mean, I'm not used to it, but it's cool. Really, just like getting adapted to it, man. I actually got stuck like 2 days ago when it first came down in the middle of the street, but some kind of people helped me out, so I can't complain. But it's cool though. I just try to stay warm.
This opportunity to have this extra year that everybody got for obviously for last year. What has the chance meant for you? What has it meant to have another year like you're getting right now?
It's been special, man. And I mean, I tell guys all the time, that you don't get these times back. So enjoy them. Especially being at this age and at this point and in college at this time. It's a very unique time, and so I just try to enjoy each moment. And try to maximize every opportunity.
When you say it's a unique time, what do you mean by that?
Just being like you can go to college, when you're 30 or 40, but you'll never be able to go at this age again, So being able to be an athlete, and experience the times, and even with the COVID stuff, it's still some, some good out of that, and just being able to, be that college student and enjoy it, man, from the sports all the way, throughout the whole college experience.
Obviously it's a little bit of a different role than what you had in Louisiana.
Mm-hmm.
What has it been like adapting to that, knowing that you go from a guy that was going to probably get as many shots as anybody to having to make your minutes really count? What has that adjustment been like for you?
I mean, it's an adjustment, but I've been taking it, right between the eyes, day and day, not really thinking about it, just, like I say, maximizing my opportunity, like I say, every opportunity I get, I just try to go out there and, help my team win. So that's really the biggest thing, for us adjusting to it and just staying ready.
When, obviously, the starting and stopping hasn't kind of been ideal for you guys, but I'm curious, as an older guy, is it kind of not allowing you to get in that rhythm that you're used to? Obviously, you're not, this is your first year in the Big Ten, but what January and February is supposed to be like in terms of conference play and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Is it kind of messing things up? How does it feel as an older guy to kind of, go through it when, you're used to kind of the same rhythm year in and year out?
I think as you get older, it's just part of life. When you walk outside, everything don't go as planned. So you just gotta continue to have the same approach, and regardless of whatever it throws at you, just gotta be able to respond to it. So I wouldn't say it's like interfering with anything for us, like my adaptability or like my focus level or even the team's focus level. We got enough guys on the team that keep everyone together and corral that we just be ready for the next team, whether it's Rutgers or the game that got canceled or anything. Just staying ready and just approaching every day with the same mentality. So that's about it.
Yeah. Do you feel like I don't know? There's been a lot of, whether it's COVID, whether it's schedule changes, whether it seems like you guys have had a lot of schedule adversity and just adversity in general.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like that's bringing this team closer? Do you feel like closer to the guys because you're being a part of this shared experience?
For sure. And it's a good group of guys in the locker room, and we lean and spend a lot of time with each other. So it definitely helps when you got guys who you like in the locker room, and I feel like everyone likes each other enough. So it's like we really don't even have time to kind of reflect on that and just really just staying ready for the next the next game and the next opponent.
What has the coaching staff told you maybe, or what do you feel like you have to do to be able to earn more consistent minutes? Because you had a really good run there, but then a little bit less of a role the other night. But what do you feel like you have to do to really earn more consistent minutes on the stretch?
Not sure, honestly. Really just staying ready, man. And whenever I get the opportunity, just show what I can do. That's about it. Staying consistent in practice and continue to do what I'm doing.
Do you have conversations with the coaches about that, though?
Here and there.
So you talked about your adjustment to Ohio State and whatnot. You had some of the most experience on the team, no matter your role. How do you see yourself sharing that with guys like Michi and Malachi, guys who are hungry to get more of a bigger role in college basketball? How do you kind of share your wisdom with them?
You know, really, I mean, I feel like the best thing we can give, to, as human beings is, information, and knowledge. And so, just really giving those guys the jewels that guys gave me, man, and, motivating those guys and pushing those guys to be, great players, like I said, it's a good group of guys, and, that's what I'm here to do, if I can't help create value in anyone else's life, then what am I here for? So just being able to help those guys and things that I didn't went through, or adversity or the walls that I hit, just kind of give them a little piece of knowledge that I have gotten from other players, and help them maneuver through those things. So I enjoy doing it.
What are your impressions of E.J. Liddell's growth over the course of this season? Because he's talked about in national conversations and whatnot, and just has how the role he has. What are your impressions of him and his work ethic and just his grind to perform as well as he does?
Man, he's a great player, man. Like you said, he's talked about in national conversations, and rightfully so. He deserves it. He works hard. He's one of the hardest workers on the team, and he deserves everything that's coming his way. But like I said, he's a great guy, great locker room guy, great player, and he's gonna reap everything that he put into it.
You mentioned a minute ago about, for you personally, just enjoying the college experience, and you did transfer from Louisiana to here. What about Ohio State have you enjoyed, maybe away from basketball, that you've just taken away since your transfer here?
Got great people here, man. Like I said, when I got stuck, in the middle of the road with the snow, guys helped hopped out of their cars and helped me, but just great people, great fan base, man, great, alumni, and like I say, they welcome me with open arms since I've been here. So, I have nothing but love for those people.
And any particular alumni really a connection with you in particular?
I mean, here and there, but more so, like I'd probably say, I was closest with probably Greg Oden. Greg Oden, he's a great guy, man, and just having him around and being able to pick his brain and talk to him, it's really been fun.
Do you remember watching Greg as a player?
For sure, man. And my godfather, me and him, we joke and talk about it all the time and stuff. So, but now for sure, I'm watching him as a player and being able to, actually sit with him and talk to him. That is definitely, a blessing.
You were talking a minute ago about making your opportunity and making the most of whatever opportunities that you do get. Coach Holtman on his radio show Monday was saying how opposing coaches are definitely noticing when you're checking into the game and making adjustments. How have you felt teams starting to plan for you and adapt to you as you've had this kind of recent stretch of games?
I mean, I don't really know, honestly.
Okay.
I don't really, kind of like, I don't dwell or think about it, like I said, when I get in, I'm checking, I'm not really worried about what the opposing coach or players, have scouted me on, and so I just go out there and, like I say, make the most of my opportunities, and it almost kind of works out good, but at the end of the day, like I said, I'm not worried about, what other teams or other coaches are talking about, just going out there and playing my game.
I just wasn't sure if you felt the game changing at all. When you start showing up more on a scouting report, I would think that you might feel the defense a little bit more, or you might notice teams defending you a little bit differently.
I mean, with against Maryland, one of the coaches was like, he can shoot the ball, but he was like close out to him, tight. But I mean, that's about it. I mean, I really feel intimidated by it.
Sure. You said something a minute ago. You said, if I can't create value in anyone else's life, what am I here to do? I have not heard too many college basketball players say something maybe quite that deep. Where does that come from?
I had to say really just, from my mom and my upbringing, at the end of the day, as we all want to, I'm not gonna be able to play the game of basketball the rest of my life, so, in order, saying with, materialistic things, you can't take it when you leave, so just being able to, what type of effect can you, have on people once you go, what are they gonna talk about, how many points you scored, or, the effect that you had on their life, and so that's just one, thing that I try to, leave wherever I go, whether, it's back home or, wherever, just being able to leave an effect on people that, how do they talk about you when you're outside the room? And so that's one thing my mom really instilled in me, so definitely that.
How do you ensure, I mean, obviously, like, heading into, the back end of Big Ten play into tournament time, like, it seems like, at least from my end, that things are picking up a little bit. I mean, there's a lot of games that are to be played here in the next month, and it seems like, whether it's a grind or however you may describe it, how do you ensure those moments happen that you were just describing? How do you ensure those moments happen with teammates, coaches, to make that impression the one that's kind of been instilled in you?
Really just showing up and being the same guy every day, man. That's the best way to do it, just show up and like I said, when you do things with a pure heart, you honestly, you can't lose, you just learn. And so just really showing up and being that same guy and just being true to myself, being true to my teammates, being true to, my coaching staff, and just coming in and working every day, man. And when things like when you instilled in you and you routine to it, it's gonna show no matter what, So when you just go out there and just be yourself, and like when I be myself throughout practice and throughout games and shows, and these guys can see that.
Is that something, maybe, obviously it's a little early to talk legacy and something that you want to pass on, be remembered for in this year, but is that something that you want to be remembered for? Is that kind of description, that selfless kind of is that the legacy you want to leave and kind of pass on to the members of the roster?
For sure. I mean, that's part of it. Like I say, man, I'm Cedric, the basketball player. I'm not basketball player, I'm Cedric, so that's really just what I want to leave on with these guys. And like I say, not necessarily getting caught up in the basketball title, but just me as a person, and like I said, I feel like all these guys can kind of see that since they've been around me.
When you leave home, like you did, you were able to play close to home, close to family. When you leave home for maybe the first time, do you feel that a little bit more?
Like what you mean,
like do you talk about wanting guys to understand that it's not about material things, it's about, like I forget exactly how you put it earlier, but trying to make impacts on people that aren't just materialistic. Do you get more of an understanding or an appreciation for having left that sort of impact on people when you leave home for the first time, and maybe talking to people back there as far as how you're able to do that while you were back home?
For sure. And like I said, whether I was here, or in Louisiana, it's just, that's the type of person I am. So being able to, do that, I get joy out of that. I don't do it to come up here and say I did it, or, to get some pat on the back before I do it, because I feel like that's the right thing to do. And that's just the type of person I am.
Can I ask about Rutgers, veteran team, tough place to play?
Mm-hmm.
What do you see out of them? And you had some tough road games, Indiana, Wisconsin. Mm-hmm. How do you avoid falling into that same kind of trap, I guess?
Really, man, just with the approach, and Rutgers is a good team. They just beat a really talented team, by 20 at home. So just, having that focus and that approach, and coming today on days like this to get ready to work, man. That's it, because at the end of the day, it's February, almost March, so anybody can almost beat anybody and get hot. So just really not underestimating anyone, and just taking each game